Good morning, children. Welcome back to the social session. Children, we were discussing about the industries in India, and we have seen about what are the factors helpful in locating an industry at a particular place. And later we have classified industries based upon the raw materials. We divided them as agro-based industries, mineral-based industries, and forest-based industries. We also have discussed some of the agro-based industry. The most important agro-based industry is the textile industry, and under the textile, cotton textile, jute textile, silk textile, so different kinds of textile industries we have seen. But textile industry is second most important employment generation activity in the country after the agriculture. You know it very well. And we have seen about the ancient India weaving and charaka, preparing of the yarn, okay, ginning and yarn making, handloom weaving techniques. These all are the ancient techniques of India, and these all are replaced after the introduction of the power looms. The British cloth, when the mill cloth got introduced in India, they faced a competition from the British cloth, which is a mill-made cloth, and the handloom cloth. We also have learnt about why most of these textile industries are concentrated only in the cotton growing areas. The states like Maharashtra, Gujarat ranks first in the cotton textile industry because of the availability of the much raw material in this region. Now today we move on to the next important agro-based industry, that is about the jute textile industry. So coming to the jute textile industry, children, India is one of the largest producer of the jute, raw jute and jute goods in the world, and stands second place as an exporter of jute after Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a leading exporter of jute in the world, and India occupies the second position in the exporting of jute. And there are about 70 jute mills in India. 70 jute mills are there, and most of them are located in West Bengal on the basin of the river Hooghly. So you can see on the bank of river Hooghly at a wide of 3 kilometers wide and 90 kilometers length, you find 70 jute milling industries. Factors responsible for their location nearby the Hooghly river is that their proximity of jute producing areas. Most of the jute producing areas are very near to the Hooghly river. And next one is inexpensive water transport. So Hooghly river allows for the transportation of the goods from one mill to another mill. So that also is very inexpensive. It is not that expensive. When you transport it by road or by railway, it will be very expensive. So this is inexpensive transportation system through the water. The third is supported by a good network of railways, roadways and waterways to facilitate the movement of their goods from one place to another place, from the industry to the market. It becomes very easy for them. And there is abundant water facility and cheap labor from West Bengal. Even the power is also available, and the markets, the adjoining states like Bihar, Odisha, Jharkhand, Uttar Pradesh, from them as a large urban sector provides banking facilities, insurance facilities and port facilities for the export of jute goods made. These all are the facilities due to which the most of the jute producing industries are located in the proximity of Hooghly river. The jute industry supports nearly 2.61 lakh workers directly and another 40 lakh workers indirectly. And many of the small and marginal farmers earn their livelihood by the production of the jute products only. They are engaged in the production of jute and mesta. Many more people are also associated indirectly, which cannot be numbered. And challenges faced by this industry today, if you look at them, there is a stiff competition from the plastic and from the polyester. The international market has many synthetic fibers, that is the chemical fibers, polythene, okay. From Bangladesh, Brazil, Philippines are the leading producers, and Thailand and Egypt are also considered as the leading producers of the jute. And today, however, the internal demand has been on increase due to the government policy of making mandatory usage of the jute packaging. The cotton boxes which we prepare are made up of jute. So due to the stimulating demand, due to the general increase in the demand, substantial increase in the demand, the products need to be diversified. In 2005, the national jute policy was formulated with an objective to increase the production, improving the quality of the jute products in the country, which can be exported to other countries even. So these all made the jute prices to increase and enhancing the yield per hectare. The main markets of the jute products are USA, UK, Canada, Russia, United Arab Emirates and Australia. The growing global concern about the environment friendly biodegradable material usage has once again made the opportunity for the jute products and to increase the demand for the jute products in the coming days. And the third industry, which is agro-based industry, is the sugar industry. And for sugar industry, the most important raw material is the sugar cane. So India stands one of the second largest producer of sugar, but occupies the first place in the production of jaggery, gur, good, bellam. So we are the leading producer of jaggery in the world, and the raw material used in the industry is bulk, and the haulage, its sucrose content reduces if you put it for storage. As soon as you harvest it, as soon as you cut it, it should be gone for processing. Otherwise, the sucrose level decreases, and the farmer may receive very less money. So there are over 460 sugar mills in the country spread over Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, along with Punjab and Haryana and Madhya Pradesh. But 60% of these mills are located in Uttar Pradesh only and Bihar. This industry is a seasonal in nature. Why it is seasonal in nature mean? It is ideally suited only for the cooperative society because it is a link between the sugar cane producing farmer and the sugar producing owner, the company owner. So it is mostly suited only for the cooperative society because it is a seasonal operation. In recent years, there has been a tendency for the mills to shift and concentrate in the southern and western states, especially in Maharashtra also. This is because the cane produced here has a high sucrose content than the cane being produced in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. The cooler climate also allows to ensure a longer crushing season, and moreover, the cooperatives are more successful than putting it under the public sector or under the private sector in these states. Major challenges include in the sugar industry are the seasonal in nature of the industry and old and inefficient methods of production and transport delay in transporting the cane from the factories cane to the factories from the agricultural field, which need to be maximized due to the usage of the bagasse. So it's nothing but there is a need to maximize the usage of the bagasse, means after crushing you get that wastage. That bagasse can be used in the making of the alcohol. The sucrose is also used in the making of the alcohol. So these all things should be further processed, for which you need the modern methods, but the Indian sugar industries are not modernized. So these all are the challenges being faced by the sugar industry in India. So far we have seen three industries, children. One is textile industry, second one is jute industry, and third one is the sugar industry. These three are the sugar agro-based industries which require raw material from the agriculture. In tomorrow's class, children, we will learn about the mineral-based industries. So until then, thank you.